Campus is brought to you by the UWI Mona, inspiring excellence, producing leaders. On Campus, a weekly look at what's happening on the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. On campus today, the spotlight is on the One Ocean Expedition and an MOU between the UWI and the University of Bergen in Norway. There's our regular campus calendar, but first, UE News. The Norwegian Statsraadlemkjol sail training vessel entered the English-speaking Caribbean leg of its historic 55,000-mile One Ocean Expedition last weekend. The 107-year-old, 98-meter-long sail ship docked on Saturday, November 13 at Port Royal in Kingston. On board were two postgraduate researchers from the UWI Mona campus, Chantel Green from the Department of Life Sciences and Darren Maitland from the Department of Physics. The One Ocean Expedition's world voyage, which began in August 2021, is organized by the University of Bergen and recognized as part of the UN Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development. The floating academy brings together crews of students, teaching and research faculty, representatives of scientific and development institutions, high-level meetings, and public education events during its 5-day port visit in Jamaica. The port stop in Kingston resulted from the UWI's collaboration with the University of Bergen through the Global University Consortium on SDG 13, which is led by the UWI. The itinerary for the visit included the signing of an MOU between the UWI and the University of Bergen, which was brokered by the UWI's Office of Global Partnerships and Sustainable Futures. The vessel's Jamaica port stop is the fruition of an almost 2-year planning event and culmination of conversations between the UWI and the University of Bergen within the context of the collaborative framework of the Global University Consortium on SDG 13. The One Ocean Expedition is aimed at increasing awareness and sharing knowledge about the ocean's crucial role for a sustainable future from a global perspective. This historic expedition is coordinated by Professor Kerim Nisancioglu, who is a professor of climate dynamics at the Department of Earth Science at the University of Bergen. This week, Camille Reed, Public Relations Officer here at UWI Mona, speaks with Professor Nisancioglu about the voyage and the recent MOU signed by the two universities, formalizing their commitment to ocean science and climate action.
Now, I would like to start at the beginning in terms of how the University of the West Indies in the Caribbean came to partner with a Norwegian university. Could you tell me how that relationship started?
Yes, this is from quite a few years ago, and it's a collaboration through the International Association of Universities. So it's a global alliance of educational institutions, all fostering or working together to reach UN Sustainable Development Goals, so part of Agenda 2030. And UE, as you know, is leading SDG 13, climate action, and University of Bergen is leading SDG 14, life below water. And so it's a natural connection and the overlap of people from both universities. And we've had a lot of communication and interaction over the years, the last 3-4 years, discussing how we can foster this collaboration, make educational and research programs together.
Fantastic. Now, tell me about the One Ocean Expedition.
So the One Ocean Expedition, it's a 2-year voyage with a beautiful sail ship, tall ship from Bergen. It's about 300 or more than 300 foot sail ship, one of the fastest and largest still sailing, about 107 years old. And we've, together with several partners, the University of Bergen has gone into a partnership where we have this ship sailing around the world, doing measurements, having workshops, courses, meeting with our colleagues abroad and all the harbors that we visit. So it's a big effort. A lot of institutions in Norway and Bergen are part of this. And the focus is on the ocean decade. So it's part of also Agenda 2030 by the UN. And one of the key things for us is to strengthen not only collaborations internationally in climate action and ocean science, but also to collect data along the voyage. So it's a sustainable way of traveling. It's a sailing ship. We use minimal amount of fuel. It's on the sail most of the time, only getting into harbor with the engine. Actually, it has a battery and electric propulsion we can also use. And we can use it as a training facility for our students, and also not only our students, but students that we bring along as we go through the different parts of the world and connect to our colleagues in the different universities.
Tell me a little bit about that journey. Where did it start and when it will end and where?
Yeah, it started in Bergen in August, so this summer, along the coast and then over the Atlantic, now in the Caribbean, up through from Curacao to Jamaica to Havana, then to Nassau and Miami, New York. And then it actually stays overnight, over winter, Christmas, and then returns to Europe, the Azores, it's not Europe, and then down south past Africa into the Indian Ocean, and then eventually also into the Pacific Ocean. So this is a long voyage. Will end in 2023 when we return to Bergen, and we'll have a big welcoming party, call it workshop, where we discuss the science that has been worked on during the voyage. So that's quite a while from now. So right now we're focused on what we're doing during the voyage.
That was Professor Kerim Nisancioglu, coordinator of the One Ocean Expedition. We'll hear more from him after the break, but first, let's take a look at our campus calendar. Students and parents are being reminded that applications are now open. Students can log on to the UWI website for information on hundreds of degree programs on offer for January 2022. Apply today. Visit our website at www.mona.uwi.edu/apply. The Institute of Gender and Development Studies, in commemoration of the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women and the 16 Days of Activism Against Gender-Based Violence, will be hosting a regional webinar on COVID, Impact on Caribbean Households, on Thursday, November 25 at 2:30 in the afternoon. To register, visit the IGDS website at www.mona.uwi.edu/IGDS. We now return to Professor Kerim Nisancioglu, coordinator of the One Ocean Expedition, as he tells us more about this historic voyage.
How has this expedition contributed to the University of Bergen's leadership in SDG 14?
It's an important part of our work on fulfilling the agenda of the United Nations, and in particular when it comes to the ocean. So Bergen, Norway, is a maritime country and city, not the least, with a long history of shipping and sailing in the international waters. We also have a very active marine fisheries and climate research community, and also oceanography and meteorology. So this is a great opportunity for us to actually be out at sea with colleagues from around the world and do science together.
Right, and the University of the West Indies and the University of Bergen recently signed an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding. Please explain for me three things: the objectives of the MOU, and why was it with this university, as in UWI, and why now?
So this is a memorandum of understanding that strengthens ties between the two universities. We already built strong relationships, but we want to foster educational collaboration, make new courses that we can have joint field activities, exchange of faculty and students, and also join forces on the political agenda. So we have had already joint events during the UN high-level forums, during the COP meetings. We had joint workshops, seminars. That's something we want to facilitate, strengthen, and also make it possible through new projects, through joint projects, through joint teaching, to actually have a strong collaboration in the years to come.
And why now? Why 2021, not before, and not 2023?
Yeah, so this last year and this year is important in terms of and especially the start of the ocean decade of ocean observations. So it's 10 years where all nations are increasing their activity on the oceans in terms of collecting data, sharing data, providing data for the community. So this is a big part of that. That's also why it's important now. Plus, climate is changing, as everyone knows. The changes are very clear and they're ever more present. And I think we're running out of time. So this is about time. It's creating a lot of awareness as well as contributing to bringing in new data. I think first and foremost is to educate the new generation of leaders in climate and ocean science, and also bringing together the different communities internationally.
And you've been in Jamaica for a few days now. I'd like to know what the highlight of your experience has been so far.
So visiting in Jamaica has been kind of a dream for me because I have had a lot of meetings online for many years now, but never physically actually been able to meet my colleagues. So that was a fantastic experience just to have our colleagues at UWI come and visit us on the boat, and also being able to visit UWI campus and listen to all the great science that's being done. But maybe the biggest experience, the strongest experience I had was when we had about 100 school pupils visiting our boat, and where our students were showing them what they'd done in terms of science. They were teaching science and ocean and climate on board, and you could just see the dynamics and the incredible enthusiasm and interest and also knowledge of these young school children that became very visible during this event. So that's probably by far the most exciting experience so far.
You've just heard Professor Kerim Nisancioglu, Professor of Climate Dynamics at the Department of Earth Science at the University of Bergen in Norway and coordinator of the One Ocean Expedition, speaking with Camille Reed about the historic world voyage. For more information on the expedition and to track its journey and activities, visit oneoceanexpedition.com. And that's On Campus for today. To stay connected to the UWI Mona, home of the Pelicans, or to apply to UWI Mona, visit us online at www.mona.uwi.edu or like our official Facebook page at www.facebook.com/UWI Mona. The University of the West Indies, inspiring excellence, producing leaders. If you have suggestions for this program, please contact the Marketing, Recruitment and Communications Office, University of the West Indies, Mona, Kingston 7, or email us at marketing.communications@uwimona.edu.jm. On Campus was produced by Camille Reed. I am Sean Mokien. On Campus is a production of the Marketing, Recruitment and Communications Office of the University of the West Indies Mona and is recorded in the Media Lab of the University Archives at the UWI Regional Headquarters.